Welcome to the Gladiators Guild, adventurer. Here our members train tirelessly with sword and shield so that their names might one day be written in legend. Was that a flash of interest in your eyes? If you wish to study sword playing, know that admission to the guild is free of charge.
Join the Gladiators Guild? Sure.
I marked you as a man of action. I am pleased to see that I was not wrong. Now, while you may be familiar with the deadly dance of battle, you are new to us, and that must begin at the beginning. If you take your place in these hallowed halls, you must be willing and ready to undergo the most rigorous training. You must endure cuts and bruises beyond counting, and like as not, far worse. A daunting prospect, I concede, but there is no other way if you mean to take to the Bloodsands one day. And why wouldn't you? The Colosseum is only the most celebrated place of public entertainment in all of Ul'dah. Where else can a poor man amass a fortune so vast as to one day allow him to claim a seat on the syndicate? There's not an Ul'dah alive who isn't inspired by the rise of the self-made man. And there is no truer embodiment of that dream than the gladiator who wins riches and fame with his sword. Throughout its long and storied history, this guild has nurtured countless champions. Our training methods are second to none, and our members ever strive to develop new techniques. If you desire true glory, to fight in triumph amidst the roar of 10,000 voices, then this is where you belong, adventurer. Think of it. Think of your legacy. And if your soul stirs, join us. What will it be? Will you rise above the masses and inscribe your name in legend? Or will you resign yourself to mediocrity and die in obscurity? Lulu2 wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Gladiators Guild. A decision you shan't regret. One moment. Make way for RaideDuku. Fresh meat coming through. Now then, before your enrollment can be considered complete, you must present yourself to First Sword Mila. Seek her out to obtain her approval. I heard Lulutsu, so you're RaideDuku. 'Tis a good, strong name. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Mila, the guildmaster here. So you wish to study our arts? I presume you have your reasons choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it easiest to learn. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Raid, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword and, if it to be your fate, die by it?
Sure.
Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Take this sword. There are many like it, but this one is yours now. Consider it a gift if you like. Now wear it on your hip as I do, and show me you are ready to begin your training. First Sword Mila wishes to gauge your aptitude for the sword. Heh, amazing what a difference a sword can make. Your expression, your posture, you're already brimming with confidence. Let's see if that confidence is warranted, shall we? Just outside the gates of Ul'dah, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and return here when finished. Oh, and use your sword, Raid. I'm a gladiator, and I aim to train you as one. Now go. Welcome back, Raid. I take it you dispatched the beast, and with ease. With every swing and thrust, you gain valuable experience. You must remember to reflect on each one if you are to recognize and eliminate the deficiencies in your technique. Your training under me shall continue until the half sits so snugly in your hand that you cannot imagine holding aught else. Until then, Raid. First Sword Mila wishes to teach you the fundamentals of the gladiatorial arts. Ah, Raid, I take it you and your sword have become better acquainted. Then I will now instruct you on another fundamental aspect on what it means to be a gladiator, commanding an opponent's attention. As gladiators, we are trained to engage our enemies at close range, weathering their attacks as we deliver our own. However, there are times when we must do battle alongside allies whose talents are not the same as our own. In such a situation, your role is not to slay the enemy in front of you, but rather to defend the man beside you. We do this by eliciting the enmity of our opponents through attacks and techniques designed to incite their hatred. You must learn to draw the enemy's attention to yourself and trust in your stout constitution to endure. In so doing, you protect your weaker comrades who would otherwise perish. To help you better understand this, there is a task I would have you perform. It just so happens that Momodi of the Quicksand has requested our assistance. A gang of Lomensan marauders have paraded into town and begun harassing people outside her establishment. Men like these prey on the weak, but will turn tail and flee at the first sign of defiance. You need not resort to violence. It will suffice to show them that you are not afraid of them and will not tolerate their behavior. Seek out the Lomensans and make your presence known by bellowing, "Face me, marauder!" In this way, you will protect the people of Ul'dah as you would your allies in battle. As you would your allies in battle.
Bugger off! Can't you see I'm having a civilized conversation with this epoxy whore, son? What? You blaming me because this little shite his own pants? Well, bugger him and bugger you too! The hell's you want? This don't concern you, so bugger off! You know your friend here's a 12-stamp cheat. Thinks he can charge us more because we're foreigners, but he'll get his own back, mark me words! You got a lot of nerve thinking you can talk to me like that. Oh yeah, come on now. He's disrespecting me proud Seaworth heritage. Fine, I'll leave the bastard be, but we ain't finished. Just turn around and walk away, adventurer. Are you deaf? Get lost! What's your problem? Maybe she likes the men rough. Were you supposed to be her bleeding manservant? Bleh, it doesn't matter. You're gonna spoil the mood. My poxy arse, this is your best brew. I'd sooner drink a bundle of me old piss than this will. Just who else do you think you're speaking to, maggot? I'm Farmer the Driven, and me and my bloody marauders have been reaving so long, mother scared our children with tales about us. Don't believe my words? Then I'll let me axe do the talking.
Oh, this is lively even for the quicksand. You two going to put on a show for us?
What's this? Another goddamn fool? Show some respect when you talk to...
Farfmal the Driven, leader of a troop of bloody mummers or some such. Aye, I've heard of you. I heard you the first time. Your voice carries quite well.
Then unless you want me to split your skull with me axe, you better. That sword! It could be frenzy, but only that sort of know. Bloody hells! It's you!
You know, I've never been one to stand back and watch. Mind if I join the fun?
Begging your pardon, sir.
Why do they always do that? Looks like it's just you and me. Standing up to that Lamensin was quite brave of you, and quite foolish. I think I like you, Gladiator. Name's Aldous, and I'd buy you a drink, but I'm afraid I spent the last of my coin. I used to be a young gladiator like you. Back then, that hardly concerns you. These days, I'm just an explorer of the unexplored, a seeker of as yet unknown experiences. Like that beautiful stranger keeping my bed warm right now. Gods, I've missed this city, this wonderful desert jewel of debauchery and sin. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I swear, if I hadn't seen Aldous with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it was him. Everyone here thought he died years ago. Listen, Raid, do me a favor and don't tell Mila about meeting Aldous, alright? She doesn't need this sort of drama. Why? Well, let's just say some folk ain't good for one another. I've already heard of your exploits in the quicksand, Raid. You did well to send those marauders packing. I wish I could say we've heard the last of them. Alas, we've received reports of axe-wielding raiders assaulting merchants traveling through Scorpion Crossing. Seems words will not suffice after all. I want you to finish what you've begun, Raid. Head to Western Thanaland and see that Farfmal the Driven and all those who have shared in his crimes never trouble the people of Ul'dah again. They tore my saddle and took everything I own. Bring me back my goods, I beg you. They tore me saddle yeah, blah blah blah. Caravan sack. Bags such as this one carrying merchandise are always attractive targets for highwaymen and bandits. Well, bless you, adventurer. If it weren't for good men like you, I'd never leave home. Good, it is finished, and with that, the stage of your training is complete. This time, your enemies were ill-behaved ruffians, but who knows what manner of opponents you will face in the future. Regardless, I have faith that you will do well. Master your sword, and you shall master yourself. Now then, there will be work for you in the days to come. Return to your training, Raid. We will speak again. Does most wanted. First Sword Mila requires your immediate assistance with a dangerous matter. You look well, Raid. I hope you are ready for your next task, because I require your immediate assistance. There have been several violent murders recently, the victims of which were all Hurrian men. Based on multiple spear wounds found on the bodies of the deceased, we believe the Lancers are responsible for the crimes. Not only are these murders a blight upon our city, I fear it is only a matter of time before one of our own is targeted. I have just received reports of foreign lancers skulking about in Stone's Throw. Considering the circumstances, I find it likely that these are our culprits. We cannot abide any more murders. Go to Stone's Throw outside the Gate of Nald and speak with any you find in the area. With luck, we may find these lancers before they strike again. Don't kill me, please! I'm not the one you want! Thank you! Thank you! They appeared out of nowhere, asked me if I was Eldest at Spear Point. I said no, but they attacked me anyway! What did I do to deserve this? So they were indeed the murderers we sought. But what brought Duskrite freelancers all the way from the Black Shroud? And why were they murdering Hurrian men with swords? For sword! What is it? Lancers for sword! A gang of them hiding in the tunnel south of Blackbrush Station! Looks like we're not rid of them yet, Raid. Looks like we're not rid of them yet. Raid, you might as well finish what you started. Go to Central Thanalan and dispatch the last of these freelancers. Bruce, accompany Raid. See that he doesn't die. Well, I can't keep the bloke from getting skewered, but I'll patch him up the best I can.
Raid, defend Bruce. He knows powerful healing magics, but he cannot employ them unless you keep all your enemies occupied. Make sure you command their full attention at all times. I'm counting on you to keep those bastards away from me. Watch me back and I'll watch yours. You have your orders, gladiators. Send these freelancers to the 7th gate. Seems no one's home. What say we wait here and ambush them when they return? Get these bastards off me! If I die, you die! Bastards are actually making me break a sweat. Oh, looks like someone pissed off in his bee's forge. Looks like we're done here. Let's head home, Raid. I could use a drink. Congratulations on a job well done, Raid. Bruce said you acquitted yourself well. I must say you have shown tremendous growth since you joined us. I wanted to ask you, Bruce believes the freelancers were out for a bounty. What is your opinion on this, Raid? I should probably tell her. They were tracking a man named Aldous. Aldous! Are you certain this is the name you heard? He's alive. But how? First Sword Mila wishes to assign you another task. Hail, Raid. You come at a good time. I have another task I wish to assign you. The Immortal Flames and the Brass Blades have both requested the Guild's assistance in maintaining security at Camp Drybone, a vital outpost along the Royal Algan Sunway. The Almajah have been raiding caravans with reckless abandon, creating a significant disruption in trade. Aldar has a long troubled history with the Almajah, so raids are not unheard of. However, this recent escalation must be addressed. Go to Camp Drybone and search for these raiders, Raid. I've already dispatched other gladiators to patrol the region, so I suggest you speak with one for more information.
Get down! They're still here! Don't worry, brother. I'll be fine. Though maybe not when First Sword is done with me, eh? Go tell her that the Amaja are dead. Leave the merchant to me.
I knew I was right to send you, Raid. You've done us proud.
So, Nels, this place reeks of sweat. How do you expect a man to concentrate on his swordplay like this? Aldous! You remember me. How goes it, brother? Still waving your sword around like a feather duster?
You...
Good to see you too, Mila, my dear. You're more beautiful than I remember.
You're alive? Where you been all these years? Answer me!
Me? Well, you must know, I'm on a spiritual journey of self-discovery.
Damn it, Aldous, this is serious. We all thought you were dead. And for you to walk in here as though nothing ever happened? Have you forgotten how you dishonored us? I should cut you down where you stand.
That's the Mila I remember. All fire and brimstone. I knew that pretty face could still contort itself into some terrifying shapes. Don't pout, girl. I'm just having fun. But as you wish, I'll go. Raid, was it? Why don't you join me in the quicksand? I could use some company, and I doubt anyone else here would be so kind. Oh, you came. Sorry you had to witness that little reunion between me and Mila. The Sword of Null back from the dead. You'd think I'd be greater with throngs of adoring fans, not threats of violence. Listen, Raid. You're good with a sword, that's plain to see. But more than that, you've got purpose. There's a fire burning within you. As a former man of conviction, I can recognize a kindred spirit. Geralt named her Frenzy. She's one of a magnificent pair of swords that the drunken prodigy forged for Colosseum champions. The man who wielded her twin had eyes that burned like yours. Raid, The hells? Elder Sword of Null, we've come for your head. And you do that, then how the hells am I supposed to enjoy my ale? Arrogant fool, prepare to meet your maker. Well, ain't you a bunch of impatient, humorless fellas? Up for a bit of fun, Raid. I'll lead, you follow. Watch closely now, Raid. I'll show you how a Colosseum champion fights. all you've got. Try to keep up, boys. Those weaklings are all yours, Raid. Aye, that's the sort of sport I crave. Watch the eyes, Raid, not the hands! Didn't think you'd go so far as to send a gang of cell swords into the quicksand in broad daylight. Why is it never a bevy of beauties? Let's continue this another time, shall we? I need to find a new place to drink. One with more attractive company than this sorry lot. Oops.
My apologies, Raid. I meant to teach you a new technique earlier, but when that idiot arrived, I completely forgot. He's just so infuriating. Ahem. Shield lob technique will allow you to attack from afar without the need for ranged weaponry. Since we gladiators are primarily close-range fighters, the ability to draw the attention of distant enemies is a valuable asset. May it serve you well in the field, Raid. First Sword Mila has an urgent task for you. Raid, I'm glad you're here. One of our members has been attacked and gravely wounded. I need you to go and help him. I suspect this is the work of more bounty hunters. It may even be a trap to lure more of us out in the open. Nevertheless, we cannot ignore our comrade's plight. When last he contacted us by Link Pearl, he said he'd try to seek shelter at the coffin. Take this potion and search for him there. Help me. I can't feel my... Potent potion. Approximately 14 times more effective than a normal potion. Thank you, brother. It happened all so fast.
over by the tracks to the north. I don't know who attacked me, nor why they left me alive, but I dare say the answer is out there. Surely someone saw something. Oh. Fellow outside. I saw him stumble in when I left the bar to take a piss. Was alone, as I recall. He says he's wounded. I was just drunk.
Suspicious characters? Well, now that you mention it, I did see a strange fellow wearing a garish purple robe. First I thought he was talking to himself, then I realized he had a link pearl. I heard him say something about the wrong man in the Silver Bazaar. Does that help?
Purple robe? That sounds familiar. It was him, I'd swear it. Did you find anything else?
Scorpion ring. A metal ring engraved with a scorpion, its tail poised ready to strike.
Picked this up by the tracks, eh? I have well belonged to the bastard. Can't say I've seen its like before. Might be as Wimmond could tell you more. You know him, don't you? He's the bespectacled bloke who's always lounging around Emerald Avenue in the city. Of course, being the businessman that he is, he'll probably ask to be compensated in exchange. Show that ring to Wimmond. He's sure to know something about it. Well now, if it ain't Raid, everyone's favorite venturer. I heard you threw your lot in with the Gladiators. Questionable decision, given the events of recent days, but each their own. To what do I owe the pleasure? Oi, put that away before someone sees it! Where the seven hells did you get one of those rings? What, you don't recognize the sigil? Goddamn fool. Before you go stumbling around in the brush, you ought to at least know what kind of venomous bastards will be lurking within. Been a long time since all does seen a criminal organization rise from obscurity to notoriety as quickly as the Alacran. Word is they've got connections into the Blast Braids, the Syndicate, and God knows what else. But you didn't hear that from me. I want no part of whatever mess you and your mates have gotten yourselves into. Understood?
Oh, Raid, I was wondering when you might return. What news do you bring of our injured comrade? He was attacked by a member of the Alacran. The Alacran? I find that hard to believe. But no matter. One of our comrades returned from Stone's Throw moments ago. A gang of bandits is said to be headed from the Silver Bazaar. They're after a man with an enormous bounty on his head. The people living there are in grave danger. In their frenzy to find their quarry, the bandits won't scruple to destroy property and harm civilians, and the few brass blades stationed there will be powerless to stop them. We must stop them, Raid. We'll protect the Silver Bazaar and avenge our injured guildmate, all in one fell swoop. A bit melodramatic, if you ask me. Aldous, I told you never to come here again. I couldn't sit idly by while you charged into battle against an enemy you know nothing about. Mila, a responsible guildmaster, would never risk the lives of her charges like this. Who are you to lecture me about responsibility? Mila, listen to me. This is the Alacran you're dealing with. So, whatever notoriety they may have achieved means nothing to me. We'll cut them down like the common bandits they are. It's not that simple. More importantly, it's not your fight. What are you saying? They want me, Mila. I've been fending off assassination attempts ever since I returned to Thanlon. Just stay here and let me handle this. It'll be over soon, I promise. Just stay here while you go off on your own. Is that it? It's been 7 years since I let you leave Aldous. 7 years. Do you have any idea at all what you put me through? Mila. I don't want to hear it, you selfish bastard! Do you even care about the people who suffer because of you? Just get out! We don't need your help! We'll settle this ourselves! Mila, wait. There's something you need to know. Enough! Get out! Get out! Alright. Save some of that for the Alacran. But do try not to let Raid here come to harm while you're at it. Yeah, whatever. There you are, Raid. Everyone's already in position. Are you prepared? Yep. Stay focused. Choose your target and finish him. Conjurers are the greater threat. The others can wait. Raid, deal with them. thaumaturges? Gods, I've already sated mages. Finish them before they can cast again! Rejoice, gladiators, for the day is ours! What? But why would you be?
Leave him to us, First Sword!
No, stop! Such brittle blades, so easily broken. Perhaps the first sword is made of stronger steel.
Leave us, Anna. Our business here is over.
What have you done, Leovold?
First Sword, we must withdraw. The wounded need tending. Let us take them back to the guild.
Give me a moment, Raid. I need to think.
I wanted to spare you this, Mila. I begged you not to go.
You knew, Aldous, that Leovold had...
Leovold and I once fought side by side in the Colosseum. The twin swords of Nald Thor, they called us. Never lost a match, honored by the Bull of Alamegal himself. But that was then, and this is now. When I learned Leovold single-handedly transformed the Alacran from a gang of common thieves into the most feared criminal organization in Thanalan, I knew I had to return. Seems like a lifetime ago that the three of us used to train together in this hall.
That Leovold I knew would never stoop so low. He was a good man, strong and true. What would drive him to do this?
When I find him, I'll be sure to ask. Unfortunately, he seems determined to kill me for my curiosity.
What art you telling me, Aldous?
I'm not clever enough to keep secrets, my dear. I'm a simple man, only capable of dealing with what's right in front of me.
Is that so?
I'll find him, Mila. I promise. First Sword Mila has an important mission for you.
Ah, Raid, I must apologize for my earlier behavior. As First Sword, my duty is not only to foster your growth as a gladiator, but to also protect you from dangers you are not yet ready to face. I did not know that Leovold had become the leader of the Alacran. Had he chosen to bear his steel against us, many and more of us would have not returned alive. I need to know why he's turned to a life of crime, and so I've ordered my best men to scour Thanalan for any trace of his whereabouts. Unfortunately, one of them has disappeared. I have strong suspicions that he has been taken prisoner by the Alacran, or worse. If there is any hope of saving him, we must act quickly. I would have you search for our missing comrade. His last report stated he was tracking the Alacran near the Hammers in western Thanalan. If you go there, you may yet find some clues to his fate. I've been far too reckless in recent days and let too many good gladiators come to harm. Please, Raid, find our missing comrade and bring him home safe.
It's a trap, brother!
That's some fine swordsmanship, Raid. Mila, the first sword certainly knows how to pick them. Even all these years, I can't quite bring myself to call her that. See, I still remember when her father first brought her to the guild, a wee lass who cried at the sight of naked steel. But to look at her now, you'd swear she was born with a blade in her hand. Not like she had much of a choice but to rise to the occasion, though. What with all the trouble Aldous got into 7 years ago. Selfish bastard, he should have never... But enough of my rambling. I'll make my way back to Aldar after a short rest. You go on ahead and tell me that I'm fine.
Ray, thank the gods you're all right. I heard all about the ambush at the Hammers. Excellent work. You've been invaluable to the guild, and I cannot thank you enough. In fact, I believe you deserve a much-needed rest. Take some time to yourself and return when you are recuperated. But before you go, speak with Lulu Sue. I believe she has a message for you. Ah, Ray, the very gladiator I was seeking. Lean closer, for I would not have the others hear my words. Aldous sends his regards and requests you meet him at the Lich Yard in eastern Thanalan. Naturally, I have not divulged this information to the First Sword. As you may have gathered from their previous interactions, she's still rather upset with him, and would likely forbid any further association. Quite understandable, since he was clearly being groomed to become the next guildmaster before that horrible scandal. They would have made such a lovely couple. Forgive me. This is hardly an appropriate topic of conversation. Anyway, you have my word that the First Sword will not hear of any rendezvous from me.
Where have you been? Busy drowning some sweet young thing's eyes. Well, if that's the case, I understand completely. It's been 7 years since Mila's father was laid to rest here. He was mean and stubborn, an old goat through and through. But gods, when he danced with a sword in hand, it was pure poetry in motion. Mila's right. There's no way I could know what it is like for her back then, forced to replace her father under such terrible circumstances. And who might you be? Another Leovold's lackeys?
Master Leovold has been most distressed since learning of your return. This is unacceptable.
Your master does not deserve your loyalty, kitten. When you've outlived your usefulness, he'll dispose of you like so many others. Believe me, I speak from personal experience.
Say what you will, I will not be swayed.
She looks awfully determined to kill me. Still, I'm not really in the mood to play. Mind stopping her, Raid? No pressure, but I'll be evaluating your performance.
You would die for this scum. Very well.
Read her moments, Raid. It's not exactly high literature.
This ends now!
You've gotten stronger. Good. I'm glad Mila has a man like you to rely upon. She's her father's daughter, a leader of men, a true warrior, an obstinate woman who lets her feelings cloud her judgment. Which is why she needs to be surrounded by dependable people who will give her good counsel and keep her temper in check. Now more than ever. Stick by her. She needs you more than she knows. She needs you, Aldous. Haven't you listened to what I said? She needs dependable people. In case you haven't noticed, I'm anything but. I'm only here because of unfinished business. When it is settled, there'll be no reason left for me to stay. I owe it to our old man to put an end to this, to give him peace in Thal's realm by making that bastard Leovold finally answer for his crimes. Remember what I said, Raid. Now go. She's probably wondering where you are. Ah, crap.
Why are you staring at me like that, Raid? Is something the matter? You're behaving rather oddly. Well, I'm afraid I have no news regarding the Alcren's movements. I remain confident that we will find them soon, though, so keep your blades sharp.
First Sir Mila is extremely upset due to a recent turn of events.
Damn it all to the seventh hell! This is madness! It's Aldous. He's been arrested by the Brass Blades. They claim he was plotting to assassinate the Sultana. This is utter nonsense. He has no motive to do so, and whatever I've said about the man, he would never resort to using poison. The Alacran must be behind this. They have failed to kill him time and time again, and now they are reaching out to their monetarist allies. I didn't want to believe Wormwood when he said they had such influence, but... Wait. That's it! If anyone can help us unravel this plot, it's I keep getting this wrong. Wimond. He has a reputation for knowing things he shouldn't, after all.
Find Wimod. See if he can tell us. See what he can tell us. Aldous is many things, but he is not a murderer. I was wondering when you might come along, Raid. Frankly, I'm surprised Aldous went so quietly. You had to know there's no walking away from this. What happened to Aldous and Leovold 7 years ago? You really don't know, do you? Best I start at the beginning, then. Aldous is something of an enigma. He and Leovold were two of the greatest gladiators to ever grace the Bloodsands, but he threw all that hard-fought glory away for a few gil more. You see, the average Aldan loves a good Colosseum fight, and what better way to make a gladiatorial spectacle more entertaining by wagering on the outcome? So, when it got out that Aldous was orchestrating a match-fixing scheme of untold proportions, well, you can imagine the shock and anger the people felt. He was expelled from the Colosseum, and his wins were stricken from the record. The Guildmaster Milla got the worst of it, though. Not only was it her friend exposed as a fraud, but around the same time her father fell ill and passed away. There are some oddities surrounding his death, too. 'Twas rumored he took his own life out of shame for his disgraced people, or that he might have even been murdered by the man. Baseless conjecture, really, but it made Aldous look that much worse. In the end, Milla lost two of her most important men in her life and was forced to take charge of the guild alone. And Leovold? He tried to go it solo on the Bloodsands, but it wasn't the same. Without Aldous, his career was finished. Now you know the nature of the man you'd so desperately want to save. Though, judging by the look in your eyes, I gather you still have your reservations. Fine, then. Though you can't blame me for doubting a man found in the possessions of Raugar's bile. 'Tis a vile poison. Rare and expensive, too. Only the Corpse Brigade knows how to make it, and, I hear, gods only know why they'd give it to Aldous. Could go to the headquarters in the Sepulchre in southern Thanalan and ask them direct, I reckon. I've an aversion to direct confrontation, personally. But you don't, do you? By the by, you should save the poor bastard's life. Tell him we're even. I hope it was all worth it.
Where have you been, Raid? Aldous has been given over to the custody of this, sacrarium. They need to execute him. We must do something. Wrinkled bill of sale. Details of dealings made between the Alacran and the Corpse Brigade for the purchase of a deadly poison known as Ragar's Bile. Ragar's Bile, a terrible poison made famous when it was used to assassinate an Alamegan king. This poison, is it... You've proof that the Alacran purchased it from the Corpse Brigade. Thank the gods, you've done it. Quickly, we must show this to the official presiding over the execution at Highbridge. Go, now!
The Sacrarium has sentenced you to the death for your crimes against the Sultanate. Have you any last... Huh? Who are you and what do you want? These are bold accusations you make, adventurer. However, the Sacrarium has found the prisoner guilty in the eyes of gods and men, and he will be executed forthwith. Don't waste your breath, Raid. Thal's scares have always yielded to wealth above all else, and Leovold spent a fortune to secure my sentence. Silence, criminal! And you, what are you waiting for? Do it! What did that... Aldous! Just couldn't stay away, could you? Well, at least I don't have to steal the headsman's axe. If the gods are to have blood this day, I'm afraid it won't be mine. Since you two are so devout, perhaps you'd be willing to offer yourselves in exchange. Mercy!
Interfering with the law is a heinous crime. In fact, I believe it is punishable by death.
I had a feeling this spectacle would draw you here. I should have dealt with you myself from the start. Come, let's dance, brother. So it's to be a rematch? Very well, I accept. Mila and the others need you, Raid. Leave him to me. They need you up on the bridge, Raid!
Here, Raid! Deal with that mage quickly, Raid, quickly! It's dead. Cool. Oh, wait. Isn't that false? Oh, there it is. Aldous!
Aldous!
You almost had me, Leovold. Stay back! I won't have your pity! You just had to have it all, didn't you? Just one victory. Just one bloody match! But your precious ego couldn't accept that. You ruined everything! Tell me, Aldous, how does it feel to lose your name, your legacy, everything you ever loved? I want to know how much you suffered. Let it up go, Leovold. It's over. Like hell's it is. I swear you will never know peace. Not in this life or the next. Leovold, no! You know damn well neither of us will see Thal's realm. Let's go. Our comrades are waiting. I'm glad you're there, Raid. Without you, I doubt we could have defeated Alacran. Have you ever considered the Colosseum? You'd make a wonderful attraction. Of course, you need a title that better fits your prowess. Now that it's all over, you'll be staying, won't you? No. Leovold may be dead, but the Alacran are far from finished. I'd rather not linger and give them a chance to regroup and seek revenge. It is a true tragedy that I cannot enjoy the company of Ulda's lovely ladies any longer, but I have faith that equally radiant beauties await me in distant lands. Aldous, Not another word, my dear. It's bad enough that the First Sword has permitted a disgraced gladiator to fraternize with her subordinates. Can you imagine the scandal if she were become personally involved with the man? Nevertheless, I understand how you feel, Mila. I'm known to have that effect on the fair sex.
I should have let the headsman have his way with you. That way you might learn something of humility.
Ah, but how am I supposed to remember the lesson without a head? Your father would be proud of you, Mila. Don't ever change. Ah, yes, there's one more thing I wanted to say to you before I go, Raid. 7 years ago, before my last match on the Bloodsands, I was given an offer. A sultan's ransom in exchange for a loss. Leovold begged and pleaded, but I just couldn't do it. Call it honor or pride or whatever you like. I made my choice, and in spite of all that came of it, to this day I have no regrets. It's a simple thing to know what's right. Listen to that heart of yours, and it will never lead you astray. Trust in your comrades, and have faith in your skills, and you'll triumph over any adversity. And with that, I bid you all farewell.
I better not have to wait 7 years to see that bastard again. There's still so much I want to... What the seven hells are you looking at? This is a training hall. Why aren't you all training right now? You think all it takes to stand on the blood swords is a sword and a stupid grin? No, it takes years of hard work, an ocean of blood and sweat, and unbreakable will. Every man and woman here has potential to become a champion, but it is you, and you alone, who decides your destiny. So answer me now, gladiators. Will you follow in the footsteps of your brothers and sisters and inscribe your names in legend?
Aye!